up, RCHS? I'm Emma.
And I'm Matthew, and this edition of Lions Live starts right now. We would like to recognize the three seniors, Alexi Schwindenman, Katie Thoman, and Hannah Strain, for being recognized as iStar students. We would also like to recognize Mrs. Edwards, Mr. Horton, and Mrs. Campbell for being recognized as iStar educators.
Attention winter athletes. Winter Sports Awards will be on Tuesday, March 15th at 7 o'clock in the Memorial Gym.
As we celebrate 50 years since the signing of Title VI, here is a video that includes Rushville's legendary girls basketball coach, Cinda Brown.
I'm Chris Painter, Athletic Director at Terre Haute North Vigo High School. On June 23, 1972, Title IX of the Education Amendments was enacted into law. Title IX states, "No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance." The scope of Title IX reaches approximately 17,600 local school districts and over 5,000 post-secondary institutions. The passing of Title IX opened the door for explosive growth in women's sports in high schools and colleges, placing into law the privilege for young women to share in the benefits of education-based athletics. The IHSAA wants to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Title IX, looking back with stories from those that were instrumental in paving the way, as well as sharing moments with current female leaders that have benefited from and now lead within the Title IX legislation. We hope you enjoy it.
It's part of the Education Act, and all of it kind of started with the Equal Rights Act for women, and it just grew into women from all over the country making noise, and finally the legislation for that was written by Patsy Mink from Hawaii, and our own Birch Bayh, Senator Birch Bayh, presented that to the Congress, and it was approved and brought forth. So it passed, and it was fantastic, and President Nixon signed it.
So what happened at the beginning when we started was we never practiced in the main gym at Lew Wallace. We didn't get the main gym. We got what they called the little gym. And the wasn't even a full basketball court. And the wall was 2 feet from the sideline and the baseline. But that's where we practiced. And you know what? I was not like a woman's libber ever in my life. So I didn't like make a fuss. I was happy that we had the little gym. What they did to try to draw crowds back then, because it was new, they would have games at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And they would let students buy a ticket for $1 to come to the game. Well, every kid bought a $1 ticket to get out of class.
So at the state tournament, you know, it was just, we thought this is big time, and we're playing at Hinkle and we're practicing at Hinkle, and it is kind of like that Hoosiers where we go in and we look at that rim and it's like, oh my gosh, this place is so huge, and feel so fortunate that I got the opportunity to be one of the first to kind of pave that road. And when the actual tournament was over and we were named the champions, and we went back to the hotel, had our stuff all packed up, and they were going to have a pep rally for us when we got back to Warsaw.
I really do think that I experienced with my girls on the gymnastics team the confidence that started to come out in them as we continued on. And with me as the coach, we were going to get as much as any other boys sports in the high school. We were not going to be second level. We were going to get new uniforms. We were going to get the space. When the boys gymnastics team actually dissolved, we took over their gym, which was 10 times bigger than the gym that we had before. And They wanted to take it for a weight room, and I absolutely would not let them.
The interesting part of this whole Title IX thing is that in high school, I didn't know what it was, but I got to see it happen just because of the changes. Same thing happened in college. I knew something was shaking, and I got to see it. I took my first job, and it was in Cornell, Illinois, a little tiny school. And my first job, my office, the locker room for PE, and my equipment room was all the same room, little tiny concrete square. My rack of basketballs, they were rubber, and they had maybe 4 balls that bounced on it. And so all those pieces that I sort of gotten used to, like balls that bounced and leather and uniforms, I guess Title IX hadn't hit Illinois yet.
I think the biggest aspect is when I'm working a game and there's 3 female officials on a game. There are parents that'll come up to us and say, this is the first time we've ever had 3 females work a game. And that just blows my mind. We're here 50 years later after Title IX was established, and this is the first time they've had 3 women officials. And a lot of times a mom will take our picture and the girls will come up and say, thank you for working our game. Thank you for being a role model for us and being out here and showing us what we can do.
One of the things that was really interesting at the time Title IX opened up is when we would play other teams, oftentimes the other coaches would talk about how they were having to fight to get equal playing time. And it was just made me feel so appreciative of the fact of what we had. And some of them were not playing 5-on-5. They had not been playing 5-on-5. So that was an adjustment for some of the teams that we played. And I believe probably some of the credit for the early success that we had was because we did start playing 5-on-5 right away.
That both Crown Point and Hobart, when they built their high schools, they actually made sure that I had a dressing room, and they call it the Kim Yelich dressing room. And I'm so honored because every time I ref in the room, they're like, we got your room already and stuff. And I laugh because all the guys are like scrunched, the JV and varsity guys are all scrunched in the one room, and I'm right on the other side laying my stuff out and stuff. So I guess changing in a broom closet wasn't so bad if we get treated that way.
When Title IX came into play, I was in my 2nd year of coaching. There's no question that I was not paid equally to my male counterparts, but at least I was able to get a program started that my girls could be proud of. I know one thing about Title IX. It forced the school systems to establish a girls' athletic program. Yes, it would have happened eventually, but those of us, older and younger women, we wanted it now. And look where we are today.
I think the biggest thing I think about in either mentoring or advising or helping young women to be in athletics or, take advantage of what Title IX is trying to do is don't give up. You gotta keep showing up. You gotta find a way to make it happen, make it work.
Coming up on the Title IX anniversary, I actually am super lucky because swimming, there aren't really, at least that I can tell, any injustices between, men and women. We're paid equally, we have combined programs, we are really, truly treated as equals, and I think that's a lot, due to Title IX.
With Title IX celebrating 50 years, what I would tell young athletes is to, 1, take the risk, join something, try something, and be a part of a team. But you've got to take that risk, and you've got to get out there.
Is it me or you?
Students, this is a reminder that we will switch back to 3 lunches on Monday. If you do not know what lunches you will have, ask your 5th and 6th block teachers.
Today's lunch is cheeseburger, toppings, fries, fruit, and as always, milk.
Here is Michael with sports.
Thanks, guys. For sports action tonight, Nova Tackett will compete in the regional gymnastics meet located at the Gymnastics Company. Introductions are at 5:40 and the meet has a start time of 6 o'clock. Tickets must be purchased with a credit or debit card. No cash is allowed. The track and field team will be in action tomorrow morning at East Central for an indoor meet. This will have a start time of 8:30. That's it for me. Now back to the desk.
We would like to wish a happy birthday to Logan Foster. We would also like to wish a happy birthday to Caleb Royal, Audrey Engel, Carter Irwin, Meredith Irwin, Akira Red, Desiree Riley, and Joden Guak over the weekend.
That's it for this edition of Lions Live.
Have a great day, RCHS.